What's up guys, it is Charzzariah and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Ratchet Clank. In the last episode, we got here to Metropolis, or Planet Kerwan, and we completed the Captain Quark Fitness Challenge where our reward, or reward's not really the best word for it, we received the swing shot, even though we had to pay for it, considering that, you know, apparently that was supposed to be our reward for finishing the fitness challenge. Also, yeah, in this episode we're going to be continuing to explore Metropolis, the city of Kerwan, and try and find Big Al at his Robo Shack, because that was, you know, the whole reason we came here in the first place. So hopefully we can, you know, find him and find some leads onto Captain Quark. Also, for some of you eagle-eyed viewers probably out there, you might notice that my bulk count is a little different to the bulk count at the end of the last episode. The reason for that is there was a failed recording of this episode. So, because the game auto-saved at a certain point, I really couldn't use that save file because we'd, you know, gotten far enough into the levels where it would be actually noticeable that there had been a failed recording. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. So I basically had to play through just only a little bit of the game to get back up to where we were. So hopefully this recording will go a lot smoother. Yeah, just kind of goes with the day, I guess, at the moment, because like it's May and so it's autumn in Australia, but like it feels like it could be winter. Honestly, it really could. Like today it's rainy, it's cold, it's miserable. Like I went out earlier today to go to the pool, go to the gym to do some exercise, and it was just like getting out of my car was like, this I've made a terrible mistake. I have made a terrible mistake. But you know, now I'm inside and I'm getting to record, which is much more preferable to being outside and in the west. Yeah. Something that was like I was thinking about though when I was like driving home is that, like, do you guys associate certain games with like particular months or like particular seasons? Like I always associate Pokemon Emerald with the summer, and like it's a game that I always play like around the beginning of the year because I don't actually know why. It's one of those games, like, I almost play through it every single year, and it's always around, like, the very start of the year when I have my playthrough of Pokemon Emerald. Also with, you know, like, the exact same team that I always use, which,
Ratchet, that's
if you watch my Let's Play, you would know exactly what that team is.
Hey, you're that robot guy, right?
No, actually, I build robots. I myself am not a robot guy, per se.
Nerd.
I like him.
So,
Of course you do, Clank.
What can I do for you?
Well, we saw your Infobot announcement. You were with Captain Quark. We're trying to find Captain Quark. We thought you could help us.
Your logic is commendable. However, I haven't seen Captain Quark since we shot that commercial. Say, do you run on standard XP18 sister boards?
Version 7.66.
Back at ya. I may be able to help you out after all. How does a helipack upgrade sound?
Upgrade?
Natch. Since he's a 766, I could have the little guy up and flying in no time. Of course, I'll just need my fee for service.
A helicopter backpack? Dude, shut up and take my money, but before you do that, where are subtitles? Because apparently subtitles have been turned off. Alright, there we go.
Okay, this won't hurt a bit.
Hey, wait. Ratchet, am I cool now?
Yeah, you the man, Clank.
You're welcome.
Also like how he took the glasses off. Well, no, he had the glasses on when he put like his magnifying glass thing on when he inspected Clank, but then when he actually did the upgrade, he took his glasses like to the top of it, like he took his glasses off just so he could use the like magnifying thing. I feel like he probably should have kept that on. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know how. I don't wear glasses, so I don't know the ins and outs in that. I should probably ask someone that does, although I'm not sure that they would know either, really. But yeah, so on like going to the topic of like associating games with seasons, like I always associate the original, like Dark Souls 1 is sort of a winter game for me, I guess I would say. Pokemon Emerald is definitely, actually most Pokemon games are, I would consider summer game. Actually no, I wouldn't, because Pokemon Platinum, like Sinnoh, I always associate with playing in the winter. Pokemon Black and White, I would say I played more in the summer than I have in any other month. X and Y, I think I've only ever played through X and Y like once, and that was when I played it through for story purposes. Oras, same deal with Oras, but I only played through Oras once because, you know, that's where my living dex is, so I don't really want to lose that. It's not something I would be fond of losing, considering that it's not. It is a living dex even outside what is considered like completion for the national dex. So every event Pokemon that I've acquired over the years, which isn't, I guess, it's not that hard to acquire event Pokemon nowadays, because I think almost every year, Nintendo, or like, I guess it's just Pokemon, like, release a vast majority of event Pokemon almost every month. Like, I know this month they're giving away, I think, Xerneas and Yveltal, which is really useful, because I have never been able to actually get my hands on an Yveltal. Like, I got Pokemon X when X and Y came out, even though I wanted to get Y. I think the reason I got X was because I really liked the design of Mega Mewtwo X, and I think that was it, because I prefer Yveltal to Xerneas, even though I believe Xerneas is a vastly superior Pokemon in terms of, like, competitiveness. I got Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which neither of those had Xerneas or Yveltal in it, and then I got Sun and Ultra Sun, which you'd think, because Sun is the, like, the quote-unquote red game, it would, you know, have Yveltal, but no, they both have Xerneas. Also, yeah, something I should have explained what I was doing. If you jump on the... What is this thing go? Yeah, if you jump... to the vendor. No, thank you. If you jump on the statue just above Big Al's RoboShack, you get a skill point. Also, if you didn't already have the trophy, you would also get a trophy for it, but because I have the platinum for this game, obviously no trophy's gonna pop up. But yeah, apparently, though, the reason that Sun has Xerneas is because it's not based on what games are red and blue, even though that's what I was convinced of for years at this point. It's what game comes first. Like, you have Pokemon Black and White, you have Sun and Moon, X and Y, like that sort of thing. It's whatever is named first. So because it's X and Y and Sun and Moon, Xerneas is in Sun and Yveltal is in Moon. Which that still doesn't make sense to me, but I understand it a little bit better. But now I can get a Yveltal, so I can chuck... Because I do... Okay, I have an Yveltal, but it's one I got off the GTS. I'd like to have one that is, you know... Not... I know it's not mine, but I'd like to have one that is one that I at least caught myself. Oh, caught myself. One that I acquired myself and that has an English name, because I think the one that I have is Japanese, so, you know. But yeah, moving right along from that, we've got a couple of guys guarding this train. One thing I should point out, this long jump is essentially the equivalent of like rolling in Zelda games. Like, everyone who's played Ratchet Clank games before knows, like, the fastest way you get around is to do long jumps. It is just, without a doubt, the fastest way to get around. Or if you've got another upgrade that we'll get later in the game. I don't know why I swung at that thing instead of just throwing a bomb at it. That was a very foolish idea. But yeah, there is an upgrade that you will get later in the game. I won't spoil what it is just at the moment, because, you know, can't be spoiling things, even this game's like, what, over 10, like, vastly over 10 years old by this point. But yeah, there is an upgrade you will get later that also allows you to long jump in a similar fashion. And if I'm not mistaken, I think over these bags, you can see there is a gold bolt over there. Also, there is a lot of dogs around here, so actually I think I'm going to switch to the Pyrocida, because now I can just spin like a ballerina and kill them all. Because this is the proper way to use the Pyrocida. You run around in circles and just kill everything around you, and don't let anyone ever tell you different. I've seen so many videos online of like people playing through this game, or just watching people play through this game, where they use it almost like they just stand and let people run into them, or like they try to strafe with it, which in this game you can't strafe because strafing wasn't implemented yet, but it's like, oh, it's painful. It's so painful to watch. It's like, no, you're using it wrong. What are you doing? Ah! Yeah, so how do we... Oh, right, yeah, we have to traverse like a majority of these bags to actually get to the gold bolt. That's right. That's right. I think we come up here, we get some ammo, and we'll jump from bag to bag. Or we won't. Oh, almost messed it up, but no, we got it. Oh, okay. This is getting a bit too close for my liking, if I'm being honest. But there we go. That is gold bolt number 2, 3, 2. Because we got the one on Novalis, which is the only one we got 2 on Novalis. So this will be number 3. And actually, there are at least 2 other gold bolts that we can acquire on Metropolis, and we can get both of them right now. Now that we have the helipack, we can go back to the fitness challenge, and once we get to the second island, the very top, just before we go see Helga, there is a place that we can jump to get another gold bolt. So, once we are finished up on the train, I think we'll go and head around and do that. Yeah, so what have you guys been playing? Because I know not everywhere in the world is is in winter. I know quite a few places are now in springtime, which, you know, well, yeah, no, it would be springtime. I was about to say summer. I'm like, no, it's until we hit winter, it is still spring over like in the other side of the world. So, you know, what are you guys playing at the moment? I'm still working my way through Alta Sun, very badly, I might add. Like, I ran into a brick wall when I fought the water trial because Araquanid is mean. It is very, very mean, and I decided that I wasn't using the XP shit up until that point. So I basically had to rely on my Horlucha to try and win the whole fight, and that was an ordeal to say the very least. So I finished that trial. I don't think I had any trouble with the fire trial. Like, that was easy. The grass trial was also easy. The electric trial, I don't think I had any difficulty with either. But now I'm up fighting Guzma for, I believe it's the first time you fight him in the game. And, yeah, he's a lot harder than I remember him. His Masquerain is actually terrifying. Like, those air slashes are insane.
Dispense with the pleasantries, Lieutenant. My sources tell me you're behind schedule. You must prepare this planet to be harvested for our new world.
Yes, sir. As you can see, everything is moving along as planned.
I'm counting on you, Lieutenant. And as your former commander can tell you, I don't take disappointment well.
Yes, sir. I won't fail.
Drek is destroying yet another planet.
Yeah, but if that's the kind of help he's getting, I don't think we have anything to worry about.
You should not
That's a fair point, actually.
Drek. He is quite dangerous. We must find Captain Quark.
Look, that lieutenant doesn't seem so tough. Let's take him out ourselves.
Perhaps we can persuade the lieutenant to tell us where Drek is.
Now you're talking.
There we go. So we have the infobot who... I'll try that one again. The infobot for planet Eudora. Oh my goodness. Words. How do they work? And it spits us out right at the start of the level. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if we jump off right here... Don't trust me, I'm not a madman. This is all part of the plan. Jump off. Yep, one more time. Yep, I am in the right spot. We have... Oh, careful. We have yet another gold bowl. And we have a lot of... Oh, wait. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to afford the blaster now because of this. There it is, gold bolt number 4. And, yep, okay, we have enough bolts to acquire the blaster now, so I think we can do that after we finished collecting the bolts down here. Also, I just have to point out the fact that, like, this area exists, like, I know that it exists to hide a gold bolt, but just, like, the fact that this whole, like, this area exists at all is just really cool to me. Like, I feel like games nowadays don't, like, they have really big, intricate worlds. Like, you've got stuff like The Witcher, Breath of the Wild, Dragon Age, all those kind of games. They have big, rich, intricate worlds, but games like these just don't seem to get made the same way anymore. And I know it was, like, because at the time, like, games like this were really, really popular. Like, you had Ratchet Clank, Mario Sunshine, the Banjo-Kazooie games on the N64, all that sort of stuff, but, like, just the fact that, like, this, like, level design like this just really... I really enjoy level design like this, and it reminds me of, like, the games I used to play when I was younger, and, you know, it makes me feel nostalgic and stuff, and just, they don't make games like this anymore, and obviously, you know, that's because there's not as high demand for them, but, you know, we do see things like the Spyro HD trilogy that got announced, I think about a month ago now, and I think that's coming out in September, which I am so excited for, because I remember playing the original Spyro games when I was really, really young. Like, my schools, like, before school and after school care had a PlayStation 1, and they had, I think, the original Spyro. I can't remember if it was Spyro 1 or Spyro 2. They had a Spyro game, and I remember playing it so much, and I remember, like, going over to friends' houses, and they had the original Spyro, and I never had an original PS1. My first home console was a PlayStation 2, so I never was able to finish any of the original Spyro games. My friend Tim from the first Dark Souls series, and at some point reappearing for Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, on his PSP, he's managed to, you know, get the original Spyro games on that, and, you know, watching him play those, just, it makes me so nostalgic, and I'm so happy that those games are gonna be out in HD, like the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, because I'm going to admit it, I am way more excited for this than I was for the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, because, like, yeah, I've played the original Crash Bandicoot games, and they're fun and all, but, like, Spyro was the game that I enjoyed. And, funnily enough, also made by Insomniac, so there you go. Like, Insomniac and Naughty Dog were so good in the, like, throughout the PlayStation history in general. Like, you have Spyro and Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation 1, you had Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank for the PlayStation 2. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, save it, we're fine, we saved it. You had Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter for the PlayStation 2, then you had Ratchet and Clank Continued on the PlayStation 2 for Insomniac, and then you also had, like, The Last of Us and Uncharted for Naughty Dog. Like, they are really great developers who have made some outstanding games, that is for sure. But if we hover on down to this platform right here, I don't think it's the top one, I think it's this one right here. Yep, we have our third and final gold bolt for this planet. So we have gotten every single gold bolt possible on this planet. We haven't gotten every skill point. There is one skill point that we can't get. No, there are 2 skill points actually that we can't get just yet. We need a weapon we get much later in the game to get those skill points. But once we do, we'll be sure to come back and we will grab those. But yes, we have. I think this brings us up to 5 gold bolts now. Yeah. So yeah, pretty productive episode, I would say. Yeah. Acquiring 3 gold bolts and getting the helipack upgrade. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there is another taxi. Yep, there's a taxi around here that can take us. I think this takes us back to the return to the ship. Sweet. So I think this would be a good place to end today's episode off. We made our way throughout the rest of Metropolis. We got an info bot for Planet Eudora, which will be our next. Well, actually no, it won't be our next destination, because if you remember, we also have the info bot for Planet Iridia with Skid McMark. So I think on the next episode we'll go over there, help those guys out, see what's going on over there. Then the next episode after that we'll head to Planet Eudora, and yeah, it should be a good time. But as always, thank you guys very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Ratchet & Clank. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like down below this video, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and hitting the little bell so you can keep up to date with this series and all the other series that are going on my channel at the moment. We have Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door with Michael, and Dragon Age Inquisition with Jake, and potentially Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin at some point, whenever I can organize with Tim to record that. So yeah, and if you have any feedback at all, please leave it down in the comment section. I love reading your guys' comments, and yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. On the next episode, we will head to Planet Iridia, and yeah, I will see you guys then. Bye bye.